Most of you may have seen the reports from Reuters this morning. Anti-fascist protesters vandalize buildings in Portland and Seattle. They report anti-government and anti-fascist protesters in Portland and Seattle vandalized a Democratic Party office and other buildings and scuffled with police on Wednesday, protesting against President Joe Biden's inauguration. People dressed in black and with their faces covered broke windows in the glass door at the Democratic Party of Oregon business office in Portland, spray painting an anarchist symbol over the party sign. Video posted on social media showed. We don't want Biden. We want revenge for police murders, imperialist wars, and fascist massacres, read a banner they marched under. The new Democratic president was sworn in on Wednesday, urging unity and restoration after Republican Donald Trump's divisive tenure. Donald Trump was so divisive when, Joe Biden started his presidency by saying this country is being torn apart by white supremacists and nativists, and sounded an awful lot like he was calling the other half of the country deplorables, if you know what I mean. So spare me this rhetoric about, Biden being the one who truly does want unity. I'll respect him trying to tone things down. But at least I can say this. He used and abused and is tossing out Antifa. The Democrats defended him. What was that meme you mentioned, Luke?
In Toy Story, there's a scene where the toys are being thrown out, and right now there's a meme going around with the toys being BLM and Antifa, and yes. the big, the child in there being, of course, Joe Biden, throwing them away.
Throwing them in the garbage.
The real test, though, is when and if these Antifa members get arrested, is his campaign going to continue to bail them out of prison? Because that's how you really know if he's done with them or not.
Yes, because Kamala Harris also was raising funds for a lot of the rioters that broke the law. And also what's really interesting is, we had the mainstream media hyperbolically screaming about the potential of violence at all the 50 capitals that's coming our way. They were screaming about it at the highest decibel of annoyance possible. But now we do have violence, but there's a different kind of violence that just gets totally swept under the rug. No one's talking about this. What's going on here? It's ridiculous.
Conservatives are aware of the double standard. And I'm sorry, but saying there's a double standard is pointless at right now. And the Republicans are more than happy to stand to attention for the Democrats to help them pretend to provide balance to their agenda. So Mitch McConnell with his, turtle smile, well, I'm eternally grateful for Joe Biden. And there you go. That's it. He stands up, he claps and cheers. All these Republicans are clapping and cheering. Yay, the Democrats won. And there's no one actually fighting for conservatives. No, maybe a couple people. And it's not even necessarily conservatives, but just against the left, you have this faux resistance. So what's happening now, in my opinion, and it could have gone either way. I thought Joe Biden was going to throw them a little bit more red meat, maybe throw them a bone to placate them. But I guess these people just want chaos. So it's really funny because when we saw them destroying the windows at the Democratic Party HQ, these viral videos on Twitter, someone tweeted that it was just like what the U.S. normally does, funding terrorists in the Middle East who then eventually turn on us and start causing damage to, right? Isn't that funny? So the Mujahideen, for instance, and then Al-Qaeda. So they get these Antifa people to go around smashing everything up. They say, oh, no, look at Trump's America. And now that it's Biden's America, and they go around smashing things up, it's like, yeah, it's their fault.
There was tear gas deployed in major U.S. cities.
Hold on. This was Joe Biden's Gestapo stomping out anti-racist and pro-freedom protesters.
Anti-fascists.
They were just trying to help. And Joe Biden's Gestapo stomped them out.
Which is, again, a 180-degree turn from where we were 6 months ago, where Tom Cotton wrote a New York Times editorial piece talking about how we need to send in the military to deal with Black Lives Matter. Huge controversy. The New York Times editor got fired because of allowing an opinion piece.
But forced to resign.
Yes.
Or I should say, he resigned in shame.
As I say, potato. You know what went on. You know what happened there. And now it's a big controversy. It's not even talked about. But I remember seeing one of the Antifa signs saying, "We don't want a Biden administration. We want vengeance."
Yeah. I have a picture, I believe.
Yes, and it's a pretty visceral picture. But people need to understand the larger base of Antifa are not big Biden supporters. I don't think they ever were in the first place.
They weren't.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the issues I had with high-profile conservative personalities. that would say like Antifa is the militant wing of the Democrat Party, and I'm like, nah, they hate Democrats,
Yeah,
and they will punch a liberal in the face.
But Democrats were eager to defend them as long as they were making Trump look bad.
So
Right.
crazy.
Yep.
Dangerous, too.
And now, well, what are they going to do?
Look at the Middle East with Obama and ISIS. It's like it's perfectly on
brand.
On brand. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly their game.
Like when you use an evil demon to corrupt your
I'm sorry.
file.
I'm sorry. I just saw this. We are ungovernable.
Literally,
All right,
technically
listen.
correct.
There's you know what I think? There's anarchists like these people who are more like some kind of rabid skunk. Just like, because the skunks are like all black, you know what I mean? Like, and they're wearing all black. And then they run around and you can't do anything with them because they're rabid. And that's the kind of anarchist they are. And you have people like Luke who are like, I would like to use Bitcoin to buy guns. And that's the other kind of anarchist, I guess.
Non-aggression principle and allowing
right.
people to, transact peacefully in a way that benefits them without transgressing on anyone's personal liberty or sovereignty or freedom.
Did I say buy Bitcoin with guns? Because I guess that would still work.
Yeah.
Is that what, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Here's
so,
a gun,
yeah.
1 Bitcoin, please.
People do that. That has happened. There's many
Sell
interesting
a gun?
aggregist transactions that happen all throughout
I guess
the
you'd be
United States.
selling the gun for Bitcoin.
It's a
Okay.
common transaction in Galt's Gulch. Happens all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. We don't want Biden. We want revenge for police murders, imperialist wars, and fascist massacres. And if you ask them, they probably can't tell you what that means.
Yeah, somebody made a statement. Most of those people are foot soldiers, just enraged, angry because they're not making any
No,
money.
but-
They can see the economy spiraling out of control, and that's about
They can't see the
level of
economy,
their-
dude.
I think they can see it, but they don't understand
No, they
it.
want money printed. They're the ones who are like, print more money and give it to us. It's
But
like,
but
you're
prices
burn-
are going up. Like everyone sees that.
Yeah, but it's because of them. It's because it's like, could you imagine someone being like, we should put peanut butter in the gas tank? And you're like, that'll break the car. And then when the car breaks, more peanut butter. The car is breaking. I'm so angry. And you're like, you put peanut butter in the gas tank, dude. Machine doesn't work that way.
But also another interesting facet to understand here, they're going to eat their own. They're going to be fighting each other, as I was saying, a long time on this show. But another one is, a lot of them think that they were promised police reform. And that's nowhere to be seen a part of this new Biden administration. Not that I've seen. I haven't seen any clutter or conversations or talk about any kind of reforming of the police or authorities. And that's kind of their main
Dude, they
issue.
put the militant prosecutor in
Yeah.
as VP.
Yeah.
Yep.
They put 25,000 troops in D.C. They started putting up thank you police officer signs all over D.C.
Didn't Pelosi want, quote, crew manned machine
Yes,
guns
she
at the
did.
Capitol?
Crew manned machine
Isn't
guns.
that gendered language?
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Just saying.
In that situation, it was threatening to them, right? But what this Justice Department is more than likely going to be doing is going to your neighborhood police departments and hitting them with lawsuits because there are allegations of somebody getting mistreated when the cop was just doing his own job. So that's a real fear in terms of how they're going to affect policing where you live in your neighborhoods by interfering with the way your local police operations are.
And also with the attorney generals,
Right.
like we recently saw in New York, with the attorney general actually going after the NYPD for their handling of BLM protesters. So that's another case that's happening.
They exacerbated the problem. A problem that, Luke, you and I have been complaining about for a decade now. Since back when the black bloc anarchist types were going around smashing stuff, there was a moment where a dude was stalking me and then physically attacked me, and Luke grabbed his mask.
Yeah. Well, me and Matt intervened
Yeah.
because I saw him kind of going after you, and I was like, okay, let me stay close to Tim because I see they're going to try to attack him. And that's when they kind of jumped at
Bro,
you
that was
for
9
live streaming behind you. And as soon as they got behind you, me and Matt kind of jumped in and,
Where was
took
that?
care of that
This was
situation.
in New York.
This
9
was-
years ago.
Yeah, 9 years
Well-
ago. And what else did people expect? If you normalize violence politically, what did you think was going to happen? And now the Democrats, the Bidens, they have a huge situation that's very explosive right in their hands that they cultivated themselves.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., so come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.